Hey, Dex here. Welcome back to the Minute walkthrough. This is the third part of our series and final episode of the game. This one's going to be the shortest and easiest one to do, and that is completing a second playthrough. The reason it's the easiest one to do is because there is a, well, I don't know if it's a glitch. Probably not called a glitch because this game's been out quite a while now and it's still in the game. Basically, you start with the broken sword. I can't see the developers not realizing this isn't in the game. Basically, because you start with a broken sword, you don't have to do anything except from get to the toilet, which you would have done on your first playthrough, to actually finish the game. So the first thing we want to do, obviously, is get our sword from the same location as the start. We want to get the water bucket and end our kind of minute. You may have noticed that on the second playthrough you only get 40 seconds rather than a minute. That does mean that there are less playthroughs. Well, technically there should be more, but there is actually only less. But we're just going to make our way through it. Obviously on the third life, which is one at the moment, we want to kill all the crabs in the area and go in the cafe to pick up our coffee that allows us to push items, as you'll know from the previous one. Basically, we're going to make our way through the story exactly the same as the first playthrough. There are slight changes and the map can be slightly harder, such as enemies can be in different locations, as you'd have seen from that crab was located down underneath the cafe rather than out in the open, as well as there can be more enemies as well, which you may notice later on. For example, down in the mining area there are scorpions when there wasn't scorpions before. Also, you start with one less life, you may have noticed in the corner. Next thing we want to do though, we've just picked up the lighthouse key, we're going to go get the flashlight. Same as the last playthrough, like I say, we're going to go do a similar thing. The only difference being is once we get to the hotel, we're going to go straight to the toilet rather than collecting people up and getting more items, because we no longer have to beat the boss. We literally just need to get to that area, as I mentioned before. So keep playing the same way as we did in the last one. You may have noticed that I was literally a second away from picking up that flashlight, but I did manage to miss it, which is pretty annoying because I was pressing the wrong button. I was pressing left and got slightly caught as well, rather than going straight for the flashlight. But now we have it, so we can move on to the snake pit. Obviously, if you haven't got the achievement already, there is an achievement for completing a playthrough without killing a snake. But if you have, you can kill a snake, but I decided not to anyway, just for my own benefit. Well, not even really benefit, but just so, for whatever reason, I didn't kill a snake. We're going to ignore the bull this time because we don't need lots and lots of health like the last time, or just even more than one. You could get that health if you wanted from the bull, just to kind of give you some security, because if you do touch a cactus, or if an enemy does touch you once, you'll die straight away, whereas if you had 2 pieces of health or 2 hearts, then it would be a little bit better for you. Now at this point we are going to go and kill the ghosts. I do know, which is what we're watching now, I do fail my first attempt because I end up walking into a cactus, annoyingly. You may have noticed there are 2 ghosts, which make it slightly more difficult, especially as you only have 1 heart, but not to worry, they're still just the same as the last time. Just kill all the cactuses, which will drain the water for you, and then kill the 2 ghosts, which will give you the flying sword or the glove, whatever it's called. I can't remember off the top of my head. We will find out in a second once the ghosts die. This was actually a really weird playthrough, as you can see. The ghosts decided they would follow exactly the same pattern, making it a lot easier for me to take them out. There was slightly more swords around them, but I take them out in 1 hit rather than 2. The sword thrower, it's not even called a glove, it's just called a sword thrower. Anyway, once you pick that up, you just want to die as we did there. You then want to pick up your water cannon, not cannon, and obviously I forgot to do that, so just make sure you remember that on the next bit after killing the ghost. Head south, I believe it is 5 times in total, so we're just going to make our way. See, there's plenty of cactuses now for you to walk into accidentally, but just make sure you don't. Eventually you'll get there. You've only got a couple of seconds to spare to do this, but we'll find the guy who we've got to save. We're still not there. Still got 1 more. Believe this is one. Nope, nope, 1 more. No, 1 more. There he is, there he is. Just water his head, as we did in the last playthrough. That will allow you to go get the cherry chopper, which will be the next thing we do. So go make your way over to the quick stand. Don't walk into the cactus like I just did there, which causes you to lose a life. Just walk round the cactus. Don't be an idiot like me. Then we're going to head left here into this little temple. He says thank you for watering him. He's now alive again. Cool. Go in this temple. There is a little maze. The maze is pretty easy to do. Just chop down the signs, and the glove can be found in the middle. The gardening glove, that is. So you now chop down wood. We're now going to go back to home, which you should just have enough time to get back to. If you follow the directions you've just seen there. Obviously just end it at that point, because you'll only have a few seconds left. So I only had 4 seconds left. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is go up to the hotel, which can be a little bit difficult because obviously the people shoot across the river, but don't worry too much about it. Just take them out, avoiding their arrows. Don't forget to pick up the press pass as well, located on the middle of that building. You probably remember, we've done it plenty of times before. Move the box out of the way. You don't have to kill these guys if you don't want to, because we're not going to go collect all 5 hotel guests this time. We only need a total 1 hotel guest. But you still want to set the hotel as your home. Again, 1 second to go, luckily. Almost there. I'm pretty sure we've got 2 more lives to do. This one, we want to go into the other side of the bridge. Doing it the same way as last time. You may notice there are scorpions everywhere now compared to last time. Make sure you take out the scorpions a bit distance. I had a bit of trouble with them actually, if I was honest with you. Took me about 4 or 5 attempts with the scorpions before we managed to finally get to this point here to blow up the bombs. There's a guy talking to you. That's the only guest we're going to talk to. We're going to activate the middle one to activate the bridge. And Bob's your uncle. You're now going to die. And as you may guess, we're going to go straight to the toilet now that the bridge is activated and staying steady. Just going to go right, all the way to the toilet to flush our sword down. And that will be the end of this level. Well, this playthrough, should we call it anyway. There's the toilet. And because we've got the broken sword, as I mentioned earlier, straight away, that's it. 22 runs, 8 minutes in total. One of the easier ones to actually do. I hope this guide helped out for you. If it did, please smash that like button. Click subscribe for new guides. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.